Hello everyone, I am Dhanya Rajendran from the News Minute and joining me is Shabbir Ahmed from Chennai. What we're going to discuss today is the Justice Arumughaswamy Commission of Inquiry report which was submitted before the Tamil Nadu, which was tabled before the Tamil Nadu Assembly today. It's a 480-page report by Justice Arumughaswamy. This commission was constituted in 2017 and after 5.5 long years, Justice Arumughaswamy has come out with his findings. Shabbir, could you quickly take us through what has the commission report found?
Well, the commission, like you said, was formed in 2017 to look into the circumstances that led to the death of hospitalization and death of former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalithaa. So quickly, there are a few points that needs to be mentioned here about the findings of Arumughaswamy Commission report. So there are a few findings that the commission has recommended to the Tamil Nadu government. One is action against VK Sasikala, former Chief Minister Jayalalitha's close friend, who was living with her for 2 decades at least. So she has been named in the report. And another person is former Health Minister of Tamil Nadu, C. Vijay Bhaskar, and Health Secretary of Tamil Nadu, JRK, that is J. Radhakrishnan, and Dr. Shivakumar, who is also Sasikala's relative and a personal doctor of late Chief Minister J. Jayalalithaa. So all these people have been named in this report, and Justice Arumughaswamy says that there is some kind of fault, and this needs a further inquiry into this matter. So all these people needs to be
So, Shabbir,
inquired by.
if I can just butt in 1 minute. So, the commission report basically says it finds fault with all these people. Now, what is the fault with all these people? The commission is not exactly very clear about it. The commission, in fact, makes a lot of sweeping. I mean, this is my opinion after reading the report. It does make a lot of sweeping statements. It, in fact, says that Jayalalitha and Shashikala's relationship has to be looked into. And it goes back to 2011 December when there was a point in time when Jayalalitha asked Shashikala to leave her house. So entire Shashikala and her entire family had left the house, and then 3 months later, in March 2012, Shashikala had come back to the house. So the commission says that look, Shashikala may have come back to the house, but things were not all right between Jayalalitha and Shashikala from 2012. Now, how did the commission know things were not all right? Did that result in anything? No explanation. Then the commission jumps to 2016 and says that Dr. Shivakumar, who is Shashikala's relative, was Jayalalitha's physician. That in September 2016, before she was admitted to hospital, Jayalalitha was sick for a few days. It goes on to say that perhaps better treatment could have been given in that time. And if better treatment had been given, then maybe the hospitalization could have been avoided. But one thing which struck me really is that Jayalalitha could have taken her decisions herself. The commission does not go into the fact that till the time she was admitted to hospital, Jayalalitha was all right, she was in her senses, and she could have decided whether she wanted to get treated or not. So the commission doesn't explain all this. It simply jumps from 2011-12 to 2016. And then it goes on to say that though Shashikala had all this in her mind, she behaved in a certain way, in a very cautious manner, the report says, inside Apollo Hospital, but she would not let the treatment be known to everybody. At one point, the commission says that only Apollo Hospital and Shashikala and a few people were aware of what the mode of treatment was. It was kept as a huge secret. But on another part of the report, it says that the former Health Secretary J. Radhakrishnan, former Health Minister Vijay Bhaskar, Chief Secretary, etc., were aware of the mode of treatment. So the report just jumps from one thing to the other, I feel. And one more important point that the report makes is that that an angiogram was not done on Jayalalitha and a subsequent surgery. Now, she had a vegetative growth which was created by a bacterial infection. So, the report asks again and again, why was an angio not done? Shabbir, what do you have to say about that part?
Well, that's right. As far as the angio is concerned, there have been several reports that the commission is relying on. One is the London doctors report, and then the discussion that took place between the Apollo doctors as well as doctors from USA. The point here is that two of the doctors had suggested that there should be angio that needs to be done. That surgery needs to be conducted, but At a later part, there has been a rethinking as far as the doctors are concerned, and some of the doctors they say that there is no requirement for an angio, and they postpone that decision. And in this particular report, Justice Arumughaswamy says that why no angio was done, despite two doctors suggesting that this needs to be done, and this is something that could have, that could have saved the life of the former chief minister of Tamil Nadu. And apart from that, he also talks about the report that was given by Dr. Bile from London. So he is relying on that report. But what strikes me in this entire commission report is that neither the deposition of Dr. Richard Bile or Dr. Shamim Sharma have been recorded by the commission. So that's the question that everyone is asking. In fact, I have been talking to a couple of advocates. So the Justice Arumughaswamy heavily relies on those reports given by these two doctors. But during the deposition or during the hearings, these doctors were not examined by the commission. So why is that so? If the commission had examined these doctors, probably the doctors would have said that why they decided that angio needs to be done, and later they decided it's not required. And
So
even in this case,
Shabbir, this commission had 5.5 years, and it's now come out without a main statement from Dr. Richard Beale, who was treating Jayalalithaa. Just to quickly summarize the report, now the report says that the crucial an angiogram was not done, and the subsequent surgery was not done on Jayalalithaa. There are a lot of doctors who the report quotes. Now, very importantly, the one doctor who wanted the angio done was Dr. Samin Sharma. And as far as I know, it was Shashikala who brought this doctor, ironically. So Dr. Samin Sharma comes for exactly 1 day to Chennai, and he says, he reaches in the morning, he says, I can do the angio immediately and leave. So at that time, Apollo said that we called Dr. Richard Beale, who said that, see, she is just recovering. She's come out of a coma. She's just recovering. There is no need for an angio now, is what, at one point when her treatment starts, Dr. Beale, Richard Beale, feels that angio is good for her. A surgery has to be done. But when Dr. Samin Sharma comes, Dr. Beale is like, wait, not now. We don't need to do an angio now. So Samin Sharma is one doctor who said, let's do an angio. The other doctor is Dr. Stuart Russell from John Hopkins. He has not met J. Jayalalithaa, but he gave a suggestion that an angio can be done. So there are two doctors who the commission report is quoting saying they wanted the angio done. But on the other side, there are many doctors who felt that angio was not necessary. This includes Dr. Richard Beale. The other is a doctor from AIIMS, the cardiologist who came from AIIMS, who clearly says the surgery need not be done. There are famous cardiologists from Chennai, Dr. Girinath and Dr. K.M. Cherian, who also said that the angio was not needed. So in Dr. K.M. Cherian and Girinath's instance, the commission says they did not meet Jayalalithaa directly, so their version cannot be taken. The AIIMS report has been completely rejected by the Arumughaswamy Commission. In fact, the commission says the AIIMS report cannot be taken into consideration at all. Not correct reasons are given for that.
And
yes.
one of the reasons why, is that the AIIMS report is a result of a Supreme Court case. So the Apollo had approached the Supreme Court regarding this commission, regarding this entire inquiry, and the Apollo said, and the Supreme Court said that Arumughaswamy Commission cannot just randomly question everything, and there has to be some kind of medical report, and medical body needs to be constituted, because you are looking into the treatment that was given to former Chief Minister J. Jayalalithaa. So that is the reason why that AIIMS committee was constituted on the orders of the Supreme Court, and they gave a report. And that report clearly mentions that the doctors were not at fault, because all these the panel members in that report, they're all senior doctors from different departments. So all of them had given a report saying that the treatment that was given to Dr. J. Jayalalithaa was something which was which was a decision was taken collectively. It was not an individual decision. It was a decision that was taken by a team that was constituted by the Apollo Hospital, and as well as by the Tamil Nadu government. So it was not.
So Shabbir, basically there are a couple of experts who believe that angio should have been done, and on the other side there are a couple of experts who believe that angio was not needed. But the Arumughaswamy Commission goes by the two experts who wanted the angio done and continuously ask the question, why was it not done? The next point which the report raises is why was Jayalalithaa not taken abroad for her treatment? And in fact, the report goes on to say that Dr. Richard Beale was ready to take her abroad for treatment. Why was she not? Now, after this report came, I went back and listened to the press meet which Dr. Richard Beale and two doctors from Apollo had done, which all of us attended in Chennai. I think this was in February 2017, two months after J. Jayalalithaa died. In that press meet, Dr. Richard Beale was asked why was Jayalalithaa not taken abroad for treatment. So he said, I want to divide this into two phases. One is a time when she was not conscious. At that point of time, there was a benefit and a risk. Is there a benefit taking her abroad? What is the risk taking her abroad? Since Apollo had all the facilities which could be availed at a hospital abroad, they decided not to take her. Then Richard Beale says that once she woke up, Jayalalithaa herself did not want to go abroad. So the commission does not go into this at all. It simply mentions at one point of time, why was she not taken abroad despite Dr. Richard Beale's suggestion. But Richard Beale himself has clarified this point in Chennai. So we have to go back to our earlier point of why did the commission not have Dr. Beale's statement?
Well, that's the big question. In fact, that is an important, aspect of this entire, treatment that was given to late Chief Minister Jayalalithaa, because he was the one who was taking all crucial decisions, because the entire team was relying on his expert opinion, and he is a world-renowned doctor, and he's someone who was who's what do you say, whose recommendations or whose decisions really mattered in that entire process. So his statement was not recorded by the commission, and that's being pointed out. Another fact is that all the other doctors that the Justice Arumughaswamy Commission had relied upon, all those doctors, their statements have not been recorded, particularly the doctor from USA, who also said that angio needs to be done. So this is a question that is being raised by people who have read this report. And also one more aspect in which where I find that this is a very sweeping statement that the Justice Arumughaswamy has made in his report, in which he names two doctors from Apollo Hospital, Dr. YVC Reddy and Dr. Babu Abraham, who treated the Chief Minister. And he says that they have sought opinion from doctors from UK, USA, Mumbai, and various other places. And some of these doctors had suggested that angio surgery needs to be done. But that was successfully thrown in the wind on the pretext of postponing it to achieve their aim under some pressure. So he indirectly says that there was some kind of pressure. But what kind of pressure? There are no answers to it. And hence he says that investigation has to be ordered and looked into. And he also holds on Dr. Pratap C. Reddy, the chairman of Apollo Hospital, to the statement that he gave in a press conference that Jayalalithaa is doing well and very soon she'll be discharged from the hospital. He says that was a very irresponsible statement to make because he was not presenting clear facts. But Dhanya, in all of this, what I feel is that this report is something that the DMK was expecting. In fact, for them, politically, it makes a lot of sense to have a report like this out in the public because people are talking about it. And going forward, the mystery surrounding J. Jayalalitha's death is something that will be talked about for another few days. And for the DMK, this is the right opportunity to discredit the AIADMK and VK Shashikala, because they have been named in this report. So it's a huge opportunity for the DMK to take this report and go to streets and talk about it. So that is something that I can see that will happen in the days to come. But legally speaking, what is next for what is next, and what is the Tamil Nadu government going to do? So here the action taken report that has been that is part of this Justice Arumughaswamy Commission report. The statement says that they will seek legal opinion and then they will proceed further. So whether there is going to be a CBCID investigation into it, because Justice Arumughaswamy Commission report, essentially what it has done is it has given a direction as to what needs to be done, who are the people who needs to be questioned, and who are the people who are responsible for this entire fiasco. So that is something that that we will have to wait and see whether there is going to be a CBCID inquiry, whether there is going to be a special investigative team that will look into look into what the recommendations that have been made by Justice Arumughaswamy Commission. But one more glaring factor, like you talked about the relationship between Jayalalithaa and VK Sasikala in 2011, but to substantiate that, Justice Arumughaswamy relies upon a Tehelka article in which he says that there was some kind of conspiracy that was hatched against late Chief Minister Jayalalithaa by the family members of VK Sasikala, and she got to know about it from someone from Tuklak editor Cho, and she immediately threw Sasikala out of Poise Garden, and that is the grudge that Sasikala was holding against her, is something that he's trying to come up in this report. Yeah, he is trying to insinuate. So basically, for a former judge to who is probing into such a major issue, he relies on a newspaper report, and in fact, he doesn't even ask the reporter or the concerned person who has filed that copy as to what exactly was the basis of that particular report, what was the background, who were the officers then. There were several officers who were closely, working with Jayalalithaa at that time. They knew that this report was false. They knew that this report was, some kind of planted story. But all that has not been discussed in this report. But he merely relies on that report, saying there was a conspiracy, and that conspiracy, Jayalalithaa came to know about it, and then she threw Sasikala out of Poise Garden.
Okay, so to quickly summarize it for everyone listening in, this is just me and Shabbir discussing the Justice Arumughaswamy report, Commission of Inquiry, and as two journalists who have covered Jayalalithaa while she was alive, her hospitalization, her death, and everything afterwards, this live is interspersed with our opinions. So do realize that. Basically, the report finds fault with VK Sasikala, with the then Health Minister, Health Secretary, etc., saying, and Apollo Hospital. And very strangely, one more thing, though the report is very critical of Apollo Hospital from bottom to from top to bottom, there is no inquiry against Apollo Hospital. The inquiry is against two doctors of Apollo and Dr. Pratap C. Reddy, but there is absolutely nothing about Apollo Hospital itself, which is strange. The other thing is that the report heavily depends upon what Tehelka wrote in 2011. There is no substantiation. The Justice Arumughaswamy Commission report merely assumes that yes, Jayalalithaa and Sasikala were not friendly with each other after 2012 as they were before that. Therefore, there could have been some sort of grudge, and that could have been used by Sasikala to not give proper treatment to Jayalalithaa. There is no explanation as to why Apollo could have agreed to this whole conspiracy and been a part of the conspiracy. So a lot of loopholes, and I personally think there is enough legal ground for Apollo to actually file a case against the report, and even for VK Sasikala. But politically, this will create a discussion once again. And I also just want to close this entire discussion, Shabbir, but by just saying that, the report actually puts out so much of personal data about Jayalalithaa, about her medical condition, her medical history, which perhaps could have been avoided. In the sense, for a leader who went to great extents to make sure that her personal stuff is not out there, I think the report did a disservice to her that way. There are too many personal things which have been put out. Now let's see how the report, what the report actually metamorphoses into, whether there will be a CBCID probe, as Shabbir said. But as to journalists who have covered this, the report, we feel that the report does not make any great conclusions on conclusive evidence. It does make a lot of sweeping statements. We'll wait to see what other people have to think. Other people have to say about it. Thank you, Shabbir, and thank you for everyone watching.
Thank you.